Have you ever thought about the impact of stealing on individuals and society? It's a question that may seem simple at first glance, but when you really delve into it, you'll find it's a multi-layered issue with far-reaching implications. Let's start by defining what stealing is. It's taking something that doesn't belong to you without permission. It's a violation of someone else's rights, and it's wrong. But the harm goes beyond just the person who has been robbed. It can also affect the people around them and even the fabric of society itself. Think about it. Let's take a hypothetical teenager who decides to shoplift a candy bar from a local store. On the surface, it might seem like a minor transgression. After all, it's just a candy bar, right? But let's delve deeper. Firstly, the store owner loses out, not just on the candy bar, but also on the trust they had in their customers. This might lead to them implementing more strict security measures, which could inconvenience honest customers. Secondly, the teenager's actions can also have a broader societal impact. If stealing becomes commonplace, it can lead to an erosion of trust within communities. People start to feel unsafe, and social bonds can be strained. Moreover, the teenager themselves is affected too. They may face legal consequences if caught. And even if they aren't, the act of stealing can have psychological effects. It can lead to feelings of guilt, anxiety, and shame. And what about the people close to the teenager? Their friends, their family, their teachers? They too feel the impact. The disappointment, the worry, the embarrassment. It's a ripple effect that spreads out, touching many lives. So as you can see, even minor instances of theft can have far-reaching effects. It's not just about the stolen object, it's about the relationships that are damaged, the trust that is eroded, and the society that is changed. And that's why it's so important to understand the true impact of stealing. To further understand the implications of stealing, let's delve into some real-life examples. Consider the tale of a young man named Jack. Jack started out with seemingly harmless acts of petty theft. A candy bar here, a pack of gum there. But soon, the thrill of getting something for nothing became a habit, and his petty thefts escalated. Eventually, Jack found himself in a spiral of more serious crimes, leading to his ultimate downfall: imprisonment. His life was forever marred by a series of choices that began with a seemingly insignificant act of stealing. But the consequences of stealing extend far beyond the perpetrator. Let's consider those on the receiving end of such actions, the victims. Imagine the Smith family, who woke one morning to find their home ransacked. Their valuable possessions, objects they had worked hard to earn, were gone. Their sense of safety shattered. Their children, once carefree and innocent, now had a fear of the dark, fear of being alone. The emotional trauma caused by this violation of their sanctuary was immense. It was not just the monetary value of the items stolen, but their sense of security was irrevocably stolen as well. This is the harsh reality of theft. It's not just about the physical items taken. It's about the trust that's broken, the peace that's disturbed, the innocence that's lost. Theft leaves a trail of emotional and psychological damage that far outweighs the material loss. For Jack, a life of potential was traded for a life behind bars. For the Smith family, their home became a place of fear, their faith in humanity shaken. These stories serve as a stark reminder of the devastating effects stealing can have on individuals and families. It's not just about the act itself, but the ripple effects it creates, the lives it alters, and the lasting damage it leaves in its wake. The value of what's taken is often far less than the cost of what's lost. Ponder on that the next time you're tempted to take something that isn't yours. These stories serve as a stark reminder of the devastating effects stealing can have on individuals and families. We've talked a lot about the negative impacts of stealing. Let's recap on what we've learned. Stealing is not just an act of taking something that doesn't belong to us. It's a ripple effect that spreads far and wide, causing societal disruption, emotional trauma, and potential legal troubles. Consider the societal impact. When we steal, we're undermining the trust that holds our communities together. We're creating an environment where people feel unsafe, a world where respect for personal property is disregarded. Then there's the emotional and psychological toll on the victims. They're left feeling violated and insecure, robbed of more than just their belongings, but their peace of mind as well. Lastly, the legal consequences. Getting caught could mean fines, imprisonment, or both. And the stigma of being known as a thief? That's a heavy burden to bear. Remember, Every action has consequences, and stealing is no exception. Let's strive to respect the rights and property of others to build a more empathetic and trusting society.